Welcome to the Christian Success Show, the show that helps you achieve more success in every area of your life. I'm your host, Wes Young. Thank you for joining me today. The Christian Success Show is brought to you by Christian-Success.com. Visit Christian-Success.com to join the community and check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve big success in specific areas of your life. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-Success.com/coach. Now, let's get started with today's show. Today's show is business numbers you need to know. And most of the time on this show, I talk about success, but what most of you might not know is I have an extensive background in business. A lot of the work that I've done in the past has been helping businesses and business owners achieve more, improve their sales, improve their profits, things like that. And even if you're not in business right now, you probably know from listening to this show that I talk a lot about starting a side business, things like that. And basically, anything you learn about business can help you with success in other areas of your life. So today I want to talk about business numbers you need to know. And the first thing you need to know about business numbers is you need to track everything. What you don't track in your business can kill your business. So many business owners go out of business because they're not tracking everything they need to track, so they don't know when they start to get in danger and when things are going downhill. And once they figure it out, sometimes it's too late. So you need to track everything in your business. And I'm going to talk about a lot of the different things you need to track on this show. We're going to talk about gross profit. We're going to talk about net profit. We're going to talk about cash flow. And we're going to talk about expenses. So let's get started. Gross profit is basically your sales minus the cost of your goods sold. So for example, if you sell an item for $20 and it costs you $10 to buy that item, your gross profit is $10. The $20 sale minus the $10 cost leaves a $10 gross profit. Or you sell something for $100 and it costs you $60, your gross profit's $100 minus $60 or $40. So gross profit is the first thing you need to understand and to start tracking. And then even more important than net profit, or more important than gross profit, is net profit. And net profit is simply your gross profit minus your expenses. So if you've got a retail business and you sell $100,000 worth of product in a month and it costs you $70,000 to buy those products, that leaves you a gross profit of $30,000. But then to determine your net profit, you have to deduct all your expenses from that. And expenses include basically everything else that you spend other than your cost of goods sold. So things like rent, electric, gas, water, trash service, marketing, advertising, what you pay your employees, things like that. Those are all expenses. So to get your net profit, you take your gross profit and subtract your expenses. So in our example, you sold $100,000 worth of products. The cost of those products was $70,000. That left you $30,000 in gross profit. And then let's say your expenses were $25,000. That's your employees and your rent and electric and everything else. That leaves a $5,000 net profit. Now, the thing about net profit is, depending on what type of business you have, but for most people, most small business people and entrepreneurs, the net profit is basically your profit. But you don't get to keep quite all of that because you end up having to pay taxes on it. But net profit is still one of the most important things you need to focus on, because if you're not making a net profit, then you're eventually going to go out of business. Now let's talk about another important thing, something called cash flow. And a lot of people get net profit, gross profit, expenses, and cash flow confused. Now, I'm not talking about exactly the way that an accountant would figure cash flow. If you need an accountant, you should have one to help you with your taxes and things like that. But what I'm talking about is cash flow that's going to give you an idea of the health of your business now and in the future. And cash flow is really simple. This is a very simple formula. You track every penny coming into the business for anything, and you track every penny going out of the business for anything. Doesn't matter if it's an expense that an accountant would consider an expense or not. You want to track every penny coming in and every penny going out. And when you have more money coming in than going out, then you're making money. Now realize when you're figuring cash flow, you don't worry about sales and cost of goods sold. Every time you spend money to buy inventory, that's money going out, and every time you sell something, that's money coming in. So your cash flow just lets you see if you've got more coming in than going out, or if you have more going out that's coming in. And all of these things that we're talking about can be negative, and just about all of them can kill your business if you don't have control of them. Cash flow can be negative. If you've got $100,000 coming in a month, but you had $105,000 going out, then that's a $5,000 negative cash flow. Now, some businesses, it's fine to have a negative cash flow sometimes, but if you continue to have a negative cash flow, you're going to go out of business. You're eventually going to run out of money. Let me give you an example of where it might be okay to have a negative cash flow for a month. Let's say you run a seasonal business and all of your sales happen in March, April, and May, or most of them do, but you have to buy your products in January and February for those months. So you spend a lot more in January and February than you have coming in because you're building up your inventory. So you might have negative cash flow in January and February, but then when your sales pick up in March and April and May, you're going to have a large positive cash flow. And the idea is that you're going to have a higher positive cash flow in your big months than negative cash flow when you're stocking up. You can survive a long time if you have positive cash flow. Some businesses are able to survive for years on positive cash flow alone, but eventually you have to make net profit. The best and healthiest businesses are ones that have solid net profits and solid positive cash flow. That's kind of what you're shooting for in business. You want positive net profits every month and positive cash flow every month. And with some of that positive cash flow, you can use some things, you can put some money aside, you can invest it in other places to help you if your net profits or your cash flow struggle in the future. You can have others control many, many things in your business, but you have to have total control over the money that's going out. And until you reach the point where you just can't do it because you're so big, you need to control the checkbook or whatever means you use to pay things now. Not everybody uses checkbooks anymore, but you need to know every time a single penny is going out of your business and what it's leaving for. When you control all of the money going out of your business, you know what it's going for, and you know no one is stealing money from you. You need to track every penny coming into your business and every penny going out of your business. That's back to the cash flow thing I was talking about. This is 100% necessary for you to know about your business. This is the only way you can have total control. You can see problems before they happen, and sometimes you can figure out ways to work around problems before they kill your business. Once you start tracking every penny coming in and every penny going out, then start concentrating on your net profit. Figure out ways to improve your net profit. Here's just a few ways I help people improve their net profit. You can cut expenses. You can raise your prices. You can package goods and services so you're selling something unique, so you're setting yourself apart from your competition. You can use add-on sales. I don't know if you've ever been in an AutoZone. They're just a place that sells parts for cars like a dozen other places you can find in most cities. But AutoZone did one thing. They got one thing really good and right when they started, and they still do it some, but they don't do it as well as they used to. But it used to be you couldn't possibly buy anything at AutoZone without them trying to sell you something else. An add-on sale. It didn't even have to have anything to do with what you were buying. And this is a quick way you can boost your sales and your net profits, is you start offering add-on sales. They don't have to be expensive, but you pick things with a high gross profit to boost your net profits. And you offer every customer that buys something an opportunity to buy add-on sales. So these are businesses you need to know. And remember, you need to track everything. I want to sincerely thank you for joining me today. I know that you have plenty of options on how you spend your time, and it's an honor you're letting me help you achieve more success in your life. God bless you. Don't forget to check out the special $7 deals designed to help you achieve more success in specific areas of your life at Christian-success.com. If you want personal help achieving more success, you can find out how to work with the top Christian life, success, and business coach and consultant at Christian-success.com/coach. Have a blessed day.